Hello. Y'all like my new music? Happy Sunday. Happy January 15th. We are a day away from officially celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, wherever you are in the world. I hope you know that that is not a day off, it is a day on, it's a day of service. And so let's think of some ways that we can be of service tomorrow. I am Coach Yolanda, owner of Evolving Spirit Wellness. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you come in, please let me know who you are and where you are so I can properly greet you. If you are watching the replay, you can still put comments in. I watch those throughout the week. Those make me feel good when I get a notification that someone has watched the replay and then they'll leave a comment. It makes my little heart feel good. So I appreciate that as well. We are going to talk today. We are going to meditate today. And the goal for me today is to not yell at y'all for not, I get passionate when Sunday 1 o'clock comes around. And what you don't see before we come on is I'm writing things down and I'm highlighting things in books because this matters to me, and so I'm passionate about it. But I told myself, don't be yelling at people. Nobody wants anybody yelling at them, and so I promise that I will be on my best behavior today as we move through this meditation. Evolving Spirit Wellness is grateful to have the ability to focus on inner child work this year. For all of 2023, we were going to be focusing on inner child healing. And so today, we're going to talk about synchronization. And if we're thinking in terms of the physical um, pre birth stage, which is where we're at the entire month of January, we are preparing for birth. And so there's this phenomenon that happens for those of you who have carried other people in your body. You may be familiar and understand that there's a period where you're like, what the heck is going on? First you have to realize what's going on in your body, that there is another entity in your body, and you might have that awareness because you're sick. Something happens to your body, things stop happening and things may start happening. You may have morning sickness, you may find yourself very, very tired, other physical things are going on in your body, and you may not know until you are clear that there is something else going on within your body. And so once you get used to that, sometimes it lasts the whole entire experience. You realize, okay, my body is no longer just my body. I now am responsible for caring for another entity. So I've got to do some things so I can be in harmony with this new thing in my body. And so there becomes a point where the synchronization goes on. You got to sync up, or as I like to say, you got to sync up and link up. I can remember having to time when I ate. If I wanted to sleep through the night, it's like, okay, I got to eat now because I know that this baby is going to be active 15 minutes after I eat, and I'm not going to be able to sleep. So I have to, balance out my day so that we can live in harmony. And so the syncing that goes on in the pre-birth stage is no different than you linking up and syncing up with the things that you want to do and create in your own life. And it doesn't happen when that thing shows up. It happens way before. It happens way before. So if there is a vision, if there is a goal, if there is something about you that you desire to be or to create or to experience, are you synced up and linked up with what that thing is? You don't wait until it happens and then you're like, okay, now I'm ready. You better get ready and stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And that is what we're going to meditate on today. And so, just like last week, I got a bunch of books, but not as many as last week. So I'm going to read a definition. This is straight out of Random House, Webster's dictionary. What does synchronize mean? Harmonious relationship. I mean, we could start and end right there. Synchronize, to cause, to indicate the same time, to cause, to move, to operate or work at the same rate and exactly together, to occur at the same time. Now, you may also be familiar with some spiritual synchronization going on around you. If you see numbers, the same number seems to pop up, or you look at the clock and it's like 111. Oh, it just happens to be 111. And it's on this clock and it's 111 or 444. If you see these angel numbers in succession, that may be an indication that you are synchronized to something. If you hear a familiar song or run into someone, you're thinking about them, and the next thing you know, they pop up. You may be in sync. That is the spiritual definition of being in sync. We may not always be aware of exactly what the thing is. Now, we may not always be aware, for those of us who have carried other beings in our bodies, we may not always be aware of what they need, but there does become this rhythm that gets created where words cannot describe, or language is not used. You just become one. You just become one. Before that baby even sees the world, you become one because there's this harmonious relationship that starts to happen. Doesn't happen in every pregnancy, I know. However, before the thing becomes a thing, before the thing is living and breathing outside of you, you attempt to create this harmonious relationship. And so, if there are particular things that you desire in your life, are you creating a harmonious relationship with them? Or are you waiting for something else to show up and provide you with the comfort that you need to believe that that thing is real? And so I want all of us to take some breaths before we get into the meditation and think about, what is it that I'm creating for myself this year? What am I giving birth to? What are the things that I want to do? You know, January is a time when everybody writes down their resolutions, does their vision boards, all of the things that we say we want to accomplish in this year. Are you linked up and synced up to those things now? Or are you waiting for them to manifest? Are you waiting for them to appear before you believe that it's real? Because I want to tell you, if you keep waiting for someone else, something else, to provide you with the evidence that you need that that thing is going to happen, you may be waiting a long time. And so belief is where you need to be to link up and to sync up. And so we're going to breathe into the idea about belief. I'm going to read what the spiritual definition from the Revealing World Word Dictionary. This is one I used last week. Belief, an inner, an inner acceptance of an idea as true. Belief is closely related to faith. Belief functions both consciously and subconsciously. You can't wait for something to show up before you believe in it. You have to believe in it first, and then it shows up. It has to be a conscious and subconscious truth that lives in your body. It is closely related. I would say that belief and faith are cousins that cannot be separated, probably more like siblings, closely related. Faith is evidence of things not seen, and belief is the same. What do you believe about the things that you have been putting on your vision board? What do you believe about the things that you have been writing down as your resolution? What do you believe? Do you believe it's true? Because what I do know is that your belief has to be strong, just as strong as last week we talked about the abstract idea. All things are created in spirit first before they manifest physically. And if you have a belief that your vision, your desire, the thing that you desire to become is real, you have to know it now, not later. Because what happens to our beliefs and our faith, the things that we desire, is if there is a shred of doubt. If doubt is anywhere within your energetic being, it can invite in so many different things that will keep you away from the thing that you desire. You will not be able to create it. You will not believe it. You will not have faith in it if doubt has anything to do about it. And I'm going to read the definition of doubt: unsettled. And we could stop right there. Anywhere you are unsettled about the thing that you believe in, fear has already taken root. Unsettled state of opinion, not fact. Remember, belief is a fact, is a truth. Doubt is an opinion. Unsettled state of opinion concerning the reality of the truth of something. Now, listen to this other sentence: doubt is the Satan of every man. Yikes. Doubt is the Satan of every man. Doubt is the root of weakness, mental and physical. If men or humans, if humans had faith in themselves, in the ability of spirit within them, they would become giants. They would become giants. And so your belief has to be bigger than your doubt. I'm not saying that doubt can't exist, because it does. We're human, but your belief has to be bigger than your doubt. And so you have to link up, sync up with your belief, with the faith of the things that you desire, the visions, the things that you have been dreaming about that will not leave you alone. If you are not linked up and synced up with them now and creating the energy of that synchronization, then doubt can have a way to get up in there and destroy everything. It can destroy everything. And one of the ways to combat and disarm doubt is by practicing your spiritual practice. It's by meditating, it's by prayer, it's by all of the things that will keep you aligned with the belief and with the faith. And so you have to acknowledge wherever there is doubt. Wherever doubt exists, you have to acknowledge it. You have to. You have to. One of my grandpups has run in the room, and we are trying to get him out. He just want to be nosy. He wants to know what's going on. Get out, Free. Go. Go. And so during our meditation today, we are not only going to be talking about our beliefs, we got to talk about our doubts. We have to expose them. We have to expose them so that we can give them what they need. And most of the time, what doubt is really asking for is some attention, it's some love, it's the ability for you to transform and look at and shine a light on, oh, this is where I'm not believing in myself. And this is the work, this is where the work needs to happen. In order for you to have faith that is unwavering, you have to face the doubt. You have to tell the truth. You have to tell the truth about the challenges, about the fears. And that also requires you to get extremely intimate with that doubt. And I think what happens for a lot of us, we think, oh, well, I just think positive, think positive, think positive, and all things will be as I need them to be. I don't do that. That's not what I do here in my work. That's not what I do in my life, because I don't believe that there is value in toxic positivity. I need to figure out why this resistance is even present, and I can't link up and sync up. I know that I want this thing. I know that I want it, and I want it to be real, and I want it to be a real thing in my life. But where is the doubt? Where is the part within me, as this definition says, that is the Satan of every human? That is the unsettled parts of me. Where am I out of balance? I have to know where I'm out of balance in order to put myself back into balance. And doubt is that unsettled state of opinion. And it's an opinion. It's not based in truth. It's not based in fact. It's based in some far off belief that I have attached to. And so this week, I've been talking to a lot of people this week in terms of things that they want to see. Because again, we're in January. That's when everybody's at the gym and everyone is writing down all of the things that they want to do to have manifest this year. It's a wonderful time and opportunity to do so. I'm not saying that we shouldn't. We absolutely should write down all of the things that we would like to see born in this year. Well, if you're going to prepare for a birth, then you better prepare for some believing and some faith. Because for anyone who has ever given birth to anything, whether it's a baby, a business, a relationship, or anything else, you have to have a strong belief and you have to have a strong belief system. And you need to know, where is the doubt? Where is the doubt? And you need to get intimate with that doubt, meaning you need to know it, see it, call it, claim it, and say, I am afraid because of, I don't see this as happening because of, or I am blaming, or I didn't consider, or I haven't prepared, or I haven't educated. Wherever the doubt is, you need to know what it is so you can give it what it needs, so that you know it, so that you feel it, so that you breathe it, and that it is interwoven into every choice and decision that you make. Just yesterday, I just went grocery shopping on Friday. Yesterday, I'm like, should I order takeout? Now, what sense does it make for someone to spend as much and as high as grocery prices are right now? What sense would it make for anyone to buy and put a food full of refrigerator full of food, but then consider whether or not they should get takeout? And it wasn't about a cheat day, a treat day or me. I had the opportunity and I had the resources to feed myself. But there was a part of me that was like, well, but I didn't get anything that I want. I want bop, 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 bop. But if I am giving birth to something, and there are several things that I'm giving birth to this year, then the choices that I make have to align to the thing that I'm preparing myself for to give birth to. And me ordering takeout yesterday, although it seems like an insignificant thing, it really wasn't. That takes me away from the thing that I'm giving birth to. I want to give birth to less weight on my body. I want to give birth to being more diligent in my budget. I want to give birth to not eating fast food or food that I haven't prepared with my hands, where I know what ingredients have been added that are best for my body. And so, even the smallest thing that seems like it's insignificant, if it takes you away, if it takes you out of alignment from the thing that you say that you are giving birth to, then you may have to play catch up, or it could be the entry point for doubt to live. Because I know even if that meal had been satisfying, I would have felt bad about it an hour later, 2 hours later. I would have felt bad about the money that I spent. I would have felt bad about the food that I put in my body. And that doubt may have been enough for me to just be like, well, you're never going to do that thing that you say that you're going to do, because you keep entertaining all of these other things. And so today, we are going to link up and sync up. We're going to synchronize. We're going to put ourselves into a harmonious relationship with the things that we say that we desire. But we cannot do that if we are not willing to tell the truth about our doubt, our fears, and the other things that may be impacting us. So, for those of you who are watching live, if this is your first time watching, you can chat as we meditate. That's why I call it Mama Meditations, because your mother multitasks. So that's how we meditate in this space. We do a lot of things all at once. Sometimes I come out of the meditation and just start talking. Sometimes we go back into the meditation. Please, if there is a question, a comment, or concern, or you just want to say hello, you can use the chat. Be mindful that this is live and being recorded, and other people can see what it is that you might put in the chat. Okay. So if you are ready to link up and sync up with the things that you believe that you are giving birth to this year, it may not mean that they actually come into the physical reality this year, but you're planning and you're prepping and you're prepping and you're planning, and you know that this thing is living and breathing in your body. You want it to live and to breathe outside of your body. And the definition again of belief, it's an inner acceptance, not an external thing that you need to see, put your hands on, and touch. It's an inner acceptance, an inner awareness, an inner acknowledgement of an idea as true. It is already true. Excuse me. It is already true. It is already true for you. In one of my conversations this week, when I asked someone, well, what is it that you want? Hey, Miss Giselle, how are you? I asked her, I said, well, tell me, let's get down to the nitty gritty. What is it that you want? And she said, I want to be married. I said, okay. Now, I don't know this woman well, but I believe her when she says, I want to be married. And so I asked her, well, what are you married to right now? And she kind of looked at me and she's like, well, what do you mean? I said, well, if that thing living in you that says, I want to be married, it's already true for you that this is something that you want. So ask yourself, what are you married to now? Are all of the things that you believe come along with the marriage, are they living within you now? All of the things that you believe a wife should be, could be, is it living, breathing in you now? Because if it's not, you go out here and get married, then you're going to be playing catch up. And even if you've never been someone's spouse, that doesn't mean that you can't create in your mind a vision of who you would need to be somebody's spouse. You need to be clear about that. So ask yourself, what are you married to? Are you married to doubt? Are you married to your fear? Is there something within you that you are giving your time, your focus, and attention to that could disrupt your desire to be married? Tell the truth. Are you ready to be married? And she thought about it. And she's like, no, I'm not. Even though I know it's something that I want, I know in this moment I'm not, because there's a whole lot of fear around it that I have yet to work on. And who wants to take a baggage of fear with them into anything that they are creating? Further on in the conversation, she's like, well, I would like to be a parent. I want to be a mother. I said, okay, well, what are you nurturing right now? What within you has that mothering, nurturing spirit, and where are you expressing it? And she thought about it. She's like, well, I'm not really I said, are you taking care of yourself? Are you nurturing yourself? And she's like, not in the way that I would like. Okay. But if you say you want to be a mother and that means nurturing and caring for another, and you're not nurturing and caring for yourself, how is that supposed to look? Oh, you're waiting for the child to show up, and then you'll just figure it out. So, for those of us who have a conscious awareness of the things that we want in our life, you also have the conscious ability to start prepping and planning and syncing and linking up to those things based upon the choices that you're making in your life, your behavior, and the healing work that you're doing on yourself. It's not about being perfect, it's about telling the truth. And so there were truths that I had to, come forth and realize for myself. I had a meeting with my business coach this week, and I said, all of the things that I want to happen in this year, I know that they won't, because I'm resistant to one thing, probably resistant to more things, but I'm consciously aware of my resistance in one particular area. And it is going to keep me from opportunities if I don't clean it up, if I don't work on it. And if I don't do it, then I can't give birth in the way that I would like to. And he was like, well, I agree. We talked about those things, and he said, I agree. How can I help you? How can I support you? Now, for those of you who are extremely independent like me, you hear those words and you can freeze, which is exactly what I did. Because I'm not used to asking people for help, I froze. He's offering resources and support. It's the reason why I have a coach to begin with, to offer and to facilitate change in the places that I can't see, that I can't hear, and in the way that I need to hear it and see it. That's what coaches do. I'm a coach. I know this. And I am telling him I'm resistant. And he said, well, then you got to tell the truth about what it is. Either pull it off like a band aid or chip away at it. But we got to get to the root and to the truth of what it is. You have to look at your doubt, because the doubt becomes the resistance becomes the blockage becomes the challenge, and then that also becomes the point of frustration, where some of us say, well, just forget it, it'll never happen for me. it'll never happen for me because I've been doing all this stuff. I've been praying, I've been fasting, I've been putting stuff on the altar, I've been talking to all of these people, and yet we haven't taken a light and shined it on the doubt to say, I'm afraid. I'm afraid. And for me, it's money. I'm afraid of money. I'm willing to admit I am afraid of money. I don't like looking at it. I don't like counting it. I don't like budgets. I don't like keeping an accounting of my money. I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. And because I have that resistance in me, that's where my doubt sneaks in and creates all kind of troubles and problems. So how can I give birth to financial abundance if I'm not willing to look at the very thing that keeps financial abundance at bay? So today, whatever it is, wherever it is, living in your body, living in your mind, living in your spirit, you got to link up and sync up with the belief and the truth of what that is. And you may have a challenge doing that if doubt is in the way. So you need belief, you need faith, you need a whole lot of things. You need to tell the truth. If you know that there is a blockage, yeah, if you know that there is a blockage, if you know that there is something in the way, it's like the thing that you want is behind the trees, behind the veil, behind, and you can see it, but you can't reach it, then you need to ask yourself, what is in the way? Am I resistant? If you're doubting, you are. So let me read that definition, the metaphysical definition of doubt, one more time. It's unsettled. You are unsettled in your spirit. If doubt is a part of what you are thinking about, the thing that you say you love, unsettled state of opinion. It's an opinion. It's not even a fact. It's not even something based in truth. Now, there are some facts that we could hang on to. But we really need to chip away at those too. If you're telling yourself, oh, because I'm a woman, oh, I'm too old, oh, I'm too this, oh, I'm too that, we may need to chip away at those. Or is that an opinion? Now, it may be a fact that you're a woman, but is it a fact that as a woman, you cannot do this thing that you say that you want to do? So, doubt is an unsettled state of opinion concerning the reality of the truth of something. So why are you not believing in the thing that is living, breathing within you as something you desire? And anywhere doubt comes in, it separates you from that belief. It literally pulls you away from whatever you're putting on your vision board, from whatever you're writing in your journal, from whatever you're setting as your intention, whatever goals you have written down that have 2023 behind them. If you're not telling the truth about the doubt, which is fear, then it's going to hide and it's going to pop up and surprise you. Whew. If you've ever had the experience of, I am in something that I've wanted to be in, and then that little voice just comes out of nowhere, but what if you lose it? You know, you may have linked up and done something that you have been trying to do for quite some time, and then somebody else comes along and says, is that what you really wanted to do? And then doubt starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And so, one of the ways for us to shrink the doubt doesn't mean that it won't be there at all, but we got to shrink it because the belief has to be bigger than the doubt. And one of the ways to do that is to shine a light on it and tell the truth about it. Whether that means you have to write it down, but you have to be consciously aware so that the subconscious doubt doesn't do damage. And it's not always going to be an awareness of, oh, I'm afraid. Sometimes it's those unconscious behaviors that self sabotage that we engage in that we don't even know. Like I was almost about to self sabotage myself yesterday. You know, all of that money that I spent on groceries, and here I am whispering in my own ear, I really could go for some sushi. I really could go for, and not just any sushi. I want top of the line. Like I really could go for some sushi. Now, buying the sushi may not have dismantled my budget, But it's all of those little things that happen again and again and again. By the time you pile all of those things up, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how much I've spent that has separated me from the me that I say that I want to be. I remember I was in a financial seminar with a woman, and she is a financial analyst. And she said, I sat down one day and I added up all of the times that I stopped at Chick fil A after work. And she was amazed at how much money she had spent because it had just become a habit. She had a rough day at work. She would stop at Chick fil A on the way home. She would eat it before she even got home and would keep, the evidence in the car and, dump it out later. And so she had all of these receipts and she's looking at her bank statement. And she's like, oh my God, with the money that I was spending every time I was stressed after work, she's like, I could have invested that money. I could have done so many other things with it. And it has separated me from the me that I say that I want to be. And so sometimes doubt isn't this conscious awareness that I'm afraid. Sometimes it's a response to a stressor in our life. If I say that I want to eat healthy, but the minute I'm stressed out, I'm running for cookies, cakes, and ice cream, that's because there's a doubt. There's a doubt in me somewhere that I wasn't going to do that thing anyway. I wasn't really believing. I wasn't really in alignment or synced up with the thing that I say that I want. And so it is great. It is wonderful for all of us to write our intentions, to write our vision for the year, to do our vision boards, to do our journaling. All of those things are amazing and worthwhile. You have to write down your fears. You have to write down your doubts because if you don't, and they sneak up out of nowhere, then you will start to internalize and say, well, there's got to be something wrong with me. I said I wanted to, do this thing, and here it is 6 months later, and I haven't even started. Call it out when you see it, when you feel it, so you can give it what it needs. And so for me, yesterday really wasn't about me having sushi. It really was about I want to be taken care of. I don't want to go in the kitchen and cook my own meal. I want somebody else to do it for me. And so let me tell the truth. Really wasn't even about food because I had more than enough food in my refrigerator. It was I want somebody to take care of me. I want somebody else to cook my food. Let me tell the truth around that and see if I can't do some work around that, wanting someone to take care of me other than destroying my budget and destroying my diet and all of the other things that come with it. Okay, so if you are ready, if you are prepared to sync up and link up to the things that you say you want to be synchronized with, the thing that is living in your body, you know it. You've written about it, you've dreamt about it. You may even get to the point where you see someone else with something similar and you get a little jealous. You know, you see one of your friends or family members, or maybe even a stranger you don't know, and maybe they've accomplished the thing that you desire. And there's a little part of you that's like, wow, that must be nice. I really wish that I could, experience that. Tell the truth about it, you know, tell the truth about it. I love watching, couples, that documentary series, Black Love. I love that because I love to see people in love. And there's a part of me that's like, yeah, I would like to know what that's like. I want to experience that. Tell the truth. Tell the truth so that doubt doesn't become your truth, so that doubt does not become your unsettled opinion. And then you start making choices from that point of view instead of the truth of what is, the belief, the inner acceptance. I accept that within me, there are particular things that I desire, and I'm going to tell the truth about it. And I'm going to let it be the truth that I make my decisions and my choices from, because that thing is already alive within me. I already believe it. And as I said to the young woman I was speaking to, where she said, I want to be married. I said, no, tell yourself you are already married, that you are already married, and you are going to start to behave the ways that you think that you would behave as someone's wife. Do it now. Practice now. Why not? so that you can clear up all of the things that you believe that you would like to clear up before you get into a relationship with someone. Let's not wait until the thing shows up and then we're trying our best to get ready to figure out, well, how do I make this work? How many of us have been in situations, whether it's a job that we thought we could do, and then we're like, good gracious, this is more than I thought. This is more than I, bargained for. And then we're ready to quit. In order for you to stay committed to something, you have to tell the truth about what that thing is and who you would have to become. And so, wherever you are, making sure that you are comfortable and that your comfort is not disrupting someone else's comfort. So, if you are listening, I'm going to flip my glasses up. So, if you are listening to me and you are in the room with someone else, you don't want them to be uncomfortable. They may not want to listen to me. Make sure wherever you are that you are comfortable and that you are not creating discomfort for someone else. If you're sitting, fine. Make sure that your feet are comfortable. I am height challenged, so I have to sit forward in any chair that I'm in so that my feet are firmly placed on the ground, because that also helps ground me in my body when I can feel the earth underneath me. If you are laying down, make sure that you feel good about the position that you're in. If your clothes are too snug and it's not going to cause discomfort for you or anyone else, then loosen up your clothes. I want this meditation to be a place of comfort and safety for you, because we're going to talk about doubt within the meditation. I want us to be comfortable. If you need a beverage, as I always say, make sure you have a healthy beverage near you. And then start to take some deep, intentional breaths, allowing your body to rise and fall as naturally as it can. Taking a full inhale and a full exhale. And as you continue to breathe in and to breathe out, perhaps your shoulders will not be so tense and start to fall. And maybe you will recognize that even your jaw, your mouth isn't as tight as it could be. And you start to, do what you need to do to feel comfortable in your face. Sometimes we do not realize how we are tensing up our face. All of those lines that we get because we're doing this, or we're holding our mouths so tightly. Relax your face. Relax your face. Breathe in, breathe out, relax your face and anywhere else in your body that you may feel tense at this moment. You're going to breathe in some relaxation. You're going to breathe out some relaxation. Making sure that your hands are open and comfortable. Sometimes we have our hands in fists all day. We have no idea what we're doing to our fingers and to the muscles in our forearms and in our shoulders, that there are nerve endings in our hands that go all the way up to our neck. Let your hands go. Let them loose. Let them loose. Become comfortable. Become settled. Not unsettled. We are settled because we are breathing in an inner acceptance. And if you would, in your mind's eye, start to think about where you feel the safest. It could be with someone else, it could be alone, it could be a particular place. And in this particular place, there may be a particular temperature or scent that feels comforting to you. Visualize that with your mind's eye right now. Create your safe space. It is essential and important that if you are going to shine a light on your doubt, that you do it in a safe space. Because what could happen is, if you are shining your light on doubt, you might see something else in there that you didn't bargain for if you are not in a safe space. You may have started with doubt, and that doubt might turn into regret. It could turn into self betrayal. Right now, the experience of doubt is where we are going. But before we get there, we want, again, to have a safe space Maybe there's some music playing. Maybe there's some wind chimes. I know in my safe space, there is nothingness. Everything is soft. Everything is balanced so that my OCD tendencies don't spring up. So if I see something on one side, the mirror of that is on the other side. I love balance. I love when things are even. And so wherever you are, however you are in your safe space, and as you are breathing in and breathing out, wherever you are in your safe space, make sure it is yours and yours alone, not something that somebody else imagined or told you would be safe for you. You are creating it, so you decide what it looks like, feels like, sounds like. If you are alone, some people find comfort in numbers, in crowds. If you need a crowd of people in your safe space, there is absolutely nothing wrong with it. Maybe you called in some of your favorite people. Maybe those people are no longer present in physical form. Maybe they are spiritual guides, ancestors, that gave you great comfort, where you always felt safe in their presence. You can call on their presence in this right now moment too to support you. And as you continue to breathe, whether you are watching live or whether it is through the replay, you decide when you feel safe. Continue to breathe in, continue to breathe out, taking full breaths, allowing every cell in your body to receive what it needs to feel safe. And as we are in our safe spaces, we know that it's okay. It's okay to have doubt. It's okay to not always trust yourself or sometimes trust other people. Your lifetime has given you more than enough examples of distrust. And so for it to be present now, you shouldn't be surprised. As a matter of fact, you're not. And you are willing to even say, hey, doubt, I see you. And I'm ready and prepared to open my arms up, to gather you up, to ask you, what is it that you need? If you are feeling as if now is not the time for you to have your expression, it is. I'm telling you right now that maybe in the past I haven't been willing to look at you, doubt. Maybe I haven't been willing to tell the truth that you exist, but I am willing now. And not only am I willing to acknowledge you, I want to give you something. I want to give you something. I want you to know that I am fully aware that you are just an opinion and that you keep telling me that you are rooted in truth. It is a truth that only exists with you, doubt. That truth does not show up anywhere else in the world. And maybe you keep telling me that I can't do this thing that I say that I want to do. Maybe you keep telling me that I'm too old, that I'm not educated enough, that I don't have enough money, that I'm not, young enough, pretty enough, whatever this thing is that I want to do. Doubt, you keep telling me something totally opposite. And I understand that you might be present because of things people have said to me, because of things that I may have witnessed, because experiences that may have been living in my generational line for quite some time. Maybe it's an idea that has been solidified by someone else's fear, and I am internalizing it as my own. Maybe because that thing happened for me one time, and then I lost it. I think it could never happen again. Doubt, I'm trying to tell you that today is the day that you stop living in my body, that you stop living in my thoughts, that you stop living rent free in my head because you're just an opinion. And the thing that I want to give you is truth. I want to demonstrate to you that any of the places where you are limiting me, I can expand on that limitation. That even if the doubt is so strong that it takes me some time, I'm willing to do that work. Even if the voice in my head continuously says, I'm not the one, this is not the time, I don't know what to do, I'm going to show you the truth that I can learn. No matter how old I am, no matter how much money is in my pocket, I can learn. I've learned enough in my lifetime that I will continue to learn until the day I take my last breath. So I'm going to learn what I need to learn. And if that doubt is has anything to do with the way that I look, my skin color, my shape, my height, the length of my hair, the number of wrinkles I may have on my face, those things could never, could never keep me from the thing that I desire. I breathe life into myself in this right now moment. And doubt, that is the thing that I think that you have been without for far too long, and that's life. The opinions that you hold, doubt, are dead. They do not have the sun, they do not have light, they do not have life within them. And therefore, they're in the way of me living and breathing and enjoying life. The joy that I seek to create in my life through the things that I desire needs light, needs love, needs energy that is moving forward. And doubt, you're not moving at all. You're stuck. You're stuck and you're dead and you're not helpful. The only thing that you have provided is a road map for me to see where I need to go and what healing I need to do. And so for that, I can say thank you. Thank you, doubt, for showing me what I need to see consciously and unconsciously, so that I know that all things that I have planned for myself in this year will be realized. All of the people and the places and the environment that I am willing to put myself in, it's going to happen because my belief is stronger than my doubt. My belief in myself, my belief in my abilities to align myself with the things that I say that I want, my ability to recognize that I am a spiritual being with spiritual energies working for me and through me at all times. And I'm going to sync up and link up through these spiritual abilities and increase my power by increasing my belief in myself and my ability to create whatever I desire. I am leaning in and rooted in trust, in truth. I am anchoring myself in the truth that is, instead of the opinion that I have been paying attention to. And whenever and wherever doubt you decide to show up, I'm going to show you the truth. I'm going to let that truth be so profound and so illuminated in my life, doubt, that you're going to get what you need and you're going to have the ability to go somewhere else and cause no further harm to anyone else. My doubt is my doubt alone. I'm not going to transfer it onto my children. I'm not going to transfer it onto my friends. I'm not going to transfer it onto my family. I'm not going to transfer it onto other strangers and people that I meet because they are also living in their own truth. And if their truth matches up with my truth, then we can support one another instead of competing and comparing with one another. That is what I am willing to do, to stand in the belief that all things are aligning for me and not against me. And that as long as I am anchored in truth, nothing can get in my way. Hmm. And as you continue to breathe in and breathe out, feel that truth enter into every cell of your body. If the thing that you desire, the thing that you put on your vision board, the thing that you have written in your journal, the thing that lives in your heart were not real, then it wouldn't be bothering you in the way that it is, where you have to talk about it, breathe about it, express it. Whether it is a relationship, whether it is a business, whether it is a state of being, if you believe in it, and I trust that you do, because it's living in your body, if you believe in it, then every choice, every decision, everything about you in this moment is aligned with that truth, with that desire. And it may require you to be a completely different version of the you that you know right now, but you are willing to do it. I believe it. I believe that with every fiber of your being, you're not going to fight for it because we don't have to fight for the things that are ours. The thing that wants you, that you want, it wants you too. And you don't have to fight to get it. You have to align. You have to align and let it live and breathe within you now. And tell yourself the truth. The things that I desire, they want me too. There might be some things in the way, and that is what we are doing. We are breathing into the truth of what is. I am aligning. I am aligning. And all things that I am experiencing in my life are supporting me to connecting with the things that I desire. Whatever I wrote down, whatever I pray about, whatever is living in my body, that is for my highest good, is mine. It's mine. I don't have to beg for it. I don't have to fight for it. I don't have to manipulate to get it. I can align myself with the truth of what is and say, that is mine, and I'm going to receive it in the time that the divine desires for me to receive it. And my only responsibility is to move all of those other things out of the way. And whether those things look like doubt, or look like regret, or look like shame, or look like guilt, or look like self betrayal, whatever those things look like, I'm moving them out of the way. I am not going to give them any more of my light, my attention, my energy, and my focus because I'm standing on truth, because that's all that matters. And as you continue to breathe in and breathe out and think about those things that you would like to see born in 2023, continuously asking yourself, have I linked up and synced up to who I have to be for those things to find me, to connect with me, to sync up and link up with me? And so last year, for those of you who, have heard me say more than once, um, Evolving Spirit Wellness, we focused on love. And so we read All About Love the entire year, by All About Love by Bell Hooks the entire year, to get clarity on what love is and what it feels like and how it shows up in our lives. And so yesterday, I rewrote some of the qualities of love that were talked about in that book. And so this is great for me. This is a sticky note. So I stick this on my wall. And when I question myself, am I synced up and linked up to love? Well, how will I know? Am I aligned with affection, sacrifice? Am I aligned with all of these principles? Can I demonstrate these principles in my life? And like I said to that young lady, what are you married to? If I want peace in my life, am I married to peace? Am I married to kindness? Am I married to care and affection? If these are things that I want in my life, I'm not waiting for somebody else to come and show me what they look like. I have to live and breathe and believe in them first in order for me to link up and sync up with the reciprocal energy of these things. I'm not going to sit around and wait until somebody shows up and say, well, I hope they're honest. I have to be honest so that I can see it when it comes my way. I'm not waiting for someone else to provide me peace. I have to create that peace. So I know what it looks like and feels like for me. Because my definition of peace may be different than somebody else's definition of peace. They may say, oh, I'm a peaceful person. And here they come with everything that don't look like peace to me. This don't look like peace. If I say that I want kindness, I have to be kind to myself. So somebody else can't come along and say, well, this is me being kind. And so, in order for synchronization to happen, in order for the healthy relationship, and relationship doesn't just mean you and another person, relationship means this: connection. Connection. Do you have a healthy connection with the things that you say that you desire? If you say you want to be a CEO of, a Fortune 500 company, well, what does a CEO of a Fortune 500 company look like, sound like? And I don't mean physically look like, I mean, how do they carry their energy? Because are they like this or are they like this? And if you're not like that, then you got to figure out, how can I be that now? If I want a multi-million dollar company, are you acting like a multimillionaire now? Even if you only got two nickels in the bank. Well, what do they act like? They're good stewards of their money. They've studied particular things to know if somebody is taking their money. I think I saw this morning Usain Bolt is missing some money. Who do you have watching your money, Usain Bolt? You out here running, 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 and somebody else is running off with your money. He's got millions of dollars missing from his investment portfolio. We cannot expect that other people are going to be our source of the very things that we say we want. Because how is that fair? Love is not going to live in your life until somebody else comes along and loves you. How is that fair? For you to wait for somebody else to give it to you instead of you creating it for yourself and then linking up with that energy wherever you go. Wherever you go. I'm so grateful that I now know that I can be truthful about my doubt because I used to hide it a lot. A lot. I used to, subscribe to that toxic positivity. Whole damn house is burning and you're standing there like everything's fine. Everything's great. Tell the truth. If your house is on fire, say, help, my house is on fire. It's not the time to be like, oh, don't look over there. You know how you know how we do when we know company is coming and we're throwing stuff in the closet because we don't want them to see. Let people see you. Let people see what's going on in your life. Tell the truth. You tell the truth to you so that you know where you should go to provide yourself with the healing and the support that you need. Because if you don't, and doubt is sitting there, it's going to do what doubt does: whisper in your ear and dismantle all of the plans and visions that you have for yourself. It is never too late. Stop telling yourself, I can't or I don't know. We are in an age where everyone knows everything all the time. Just yesterday, I was looking at all of the different universities that offer free courses because I'm like, what else can I learn? What else can I absorb in this brain of mine? What information is going to support me with the things that I say that I want? It's readily available to us. We have to decide, am I that thing now, or do I see myself as that thing 2 years from now, 3 years from now, four? I see myself as the owner of the things that I say I want to own. Even if I don't have the key, even if I don't have the deed or the lease in my hand, it's still mine. And I'm going to operate from that place of linking up, syncing up with those things that I know are mine. Those are my things. I'm coming to get my things. I'm coming to get my things. I don't know about you, but I am coming to get my things. Thank you, Giselle. I'm coming to get my things because all things are aligning for me. And so affirm to yourself as much as possible, as much as you can, I'm coming to get my things. That vision board is just going to be a piece of paper with some pictures on it if you're not living and breathing and thinking about it in that way. If it's a tangible thing that you want, then say, I'm coming to get my house, I'm coming to get my car, it's mine, and I'm coming to get it. I'm coming to get the relationship that I know that I deserve. And part of believing something, you got to believe you deserve it. Because why are you out here asking for stuff if you don't think that you deserve it? Do you believe you deserve it? And so maybe next week we'll, expand on belief and what it takes to really believe. It's not as simple as, we make it. Okay, well, the thing is living in me, so then it must. No, it takes a lot of work. And so one of the things that you can do today is to say, doubt, you have had your time. You've had your time. I've been giving you more time, more focus, more energy than I should. I forgive myself for doing that. But now we're doing something else. We are doing something else. We are going to start telling the truth about everything. And the truth is, those things that I want, I really, really want them. I really, really want them. And so I believe that they are already mine. They are mine now. I know it. I feel it. I breathe it. And nobody can tell me otherwise. I don't care how many no's I get. Every no that I get tells me that's not the place I'm supposed to be. Thank you. Then let me find another. And don't take no from people who are not qualified to give you a no. I'm only hearing yeses this year. If what I hear sounds like a no, you can't do that, all that means is that's not where I'm supposed to be. I'm not going to internalize that as, oh gosh, something is wrong with me. Unless people can give me feedback and say, we would have said yes, but we had to say no, and these are the reasons why. Okay, well, I'll take that feedback. But if your no is just a no, I'm not taking that. That means that's not where I'm supposed to be. I'm going to try another avenue. I'm going to try another pathway. I don't care if I got to swing from a tree and jump from a building. I'm going to figure this out because this is my stuff, and I'm coming to get my stuff. Okay. And so when you think about aligning your mind, aligning your body, and aligning your spirit, that also means that you have to be in tune, linked up and synced up. You have to be in tune. That when your body is telling you something is off, listen to it. When your mind is telling you something is off, listen to it. Because truth and trust go hand in hand. And so trusting yourself is one of the ways where you get better at recognizing the truth. A lot of doubt has taken place in us, and we think that that's the honest voice, that that's the truthful voice, that that's the voice we can trust. Doubt doesn't want you to have anything, so why would you trust it? Doubt doesn't want you to move forward. Doubt wants you to stay right where you're at. So why would you trust it? because doubt also keeps you from educating yourself. If you think that you will never change your opinion about something, I doubt that. I don't. Doubt doesn't want you to be open minded or open hearted. So don't listen to doubt. Doubt is a trickster. Doubt is a trickster. And as it says here, that doubt, what did it say? It said doubt is the root of weakness, mental and physical. Ow! Doubt is the Satan of every man. I don't want the devil up in my ear. So from this day forward, we have to look at doubt differently. Shine a light on it, but you're shining a light on it so that you can see, where do I need to heal? Where do I need to do some work? Okay. And so for those of you who may be new or unfamiliar, I offer office hours at any time. You can go to my website, which is listed above. There is a link that says office hours with me. It's hour. My calendar is there. I love to have conversations. I have met some wonderful, wonderful individuals who have opened my mind to the possibilities of so many different things. Again, making sure that you have a safe space to talk about these things, these fears, these doubts that you have. I offer that as a place where you can say freely whatever the heck is going on with you, and I'm not going to judge it. I'm not going to criticize it. And only if you ask me will I give feedback. I, only if you ask me. Maybe you just need to hear it. Maybe you just need to get it out. Maybe that's just a place for you to initially start to realize where your doubt has been living. And so at any time you can schedule office hours with me. I would love to speak with you. We also have the Evolve community. So we have a community of individuals who are dedicating themselves to doing some inner child healing this year. It is a subscription based program where for $30 a month, you get monthly healing sessions, activities. Every single month, we're going to do a different developmental stage. And you can subscribe for as long as you like, for as little as you like. It's another opportunity to receive spiritual life coaching in an economical way. But I love creating safe spaces. I love creating communal spaces where individuals can come together and again create a safe space and speak freely. Sometimes you have no idea, when you speak your truth in a group, you get feedback that sounds like, I hear you, I see you, and I absolutely understand what it is that you're speaking about. There's nothing wrong with you, because I've been experiencing those things too. And that information can be found at my website that's listed above as well. However you desire to connect, it's all right with me. I love the opportunity to speak to y'all on Sunday. And if we can increase that engagement, there are other ways to do that. And you can, again, find that up there at my website. Thank you so much for the conversations that I have had. Thank you for those of you who are already on my calendar and we're going to get a chance to speak this week. Now, tomorrow, again, here in the States, is a federal holiday where we are acknowledging the life and the work of Dr. King. It is not a day off, it is a day of service. So find somewhere that you can provide love, find somewhere that you can provide service. I know that there is something in you. Don't think that anything is too small or too large. Just go be as wonderful and as amazing that I know you yourselves to be. Thank you for watching. We'll be back next week. And then I will also talk about how we can, jump on together. I love having the conversations through the office hours, but I want to bring some of that conversation into this medium, into the live. So thank you guys. I love y'all. Have an amazing rest of your Sunday.